I wanted to make this video because when you're building a brand new JL or your current Jeep or basically any vehicle, some things can kind of get you a little bit too excited. There are some mistakes I even made after building countless amounts of Jeeps with this brand new platform right behind me that I wanted to talk about today. If you're looking to order a brand new Jeep Wrangler and get it for the best deal possible, shipped right to your door, and also talk to Jeep experts, we're officially excited to announce that we've got our Dirt Road CRED dealership affiliate program up and running, and we are partnered with Dan Cummins Jeep. All you have to do is go onto our website, type in your information, and it'll directly get connected to their Jeep experts where they can get you a great deal in a very fast shipping time frame. Reach out to them so you can get a brand new Jeep with a brand new grille like this one behind me. Now, this is something I was super excited to first put on when we got this Jeep with the 2-liter, was the Race Chip GTS system. Now, we actually ordered this from Germany, had to talk to some guys that were overseas. They were messaging us all the time. We got this in and I paid full price for it. So bought it off their website. We might've got a little bit of a savings because there was a coupon code that was listed. But first and foremost, I want to tell you that this product is very well built. It's high quality. It installed and had no issues throughout the entire time I used it. So it's not like a faulty unit or something that through check engine lights or didn't work. It worked the entire time I had it. The problem is with my Jeep, and why I made the mistake of kind of keeping it on there for a while, was the fact that I always ran just regular 87 grade octane through this Jeep. I know the manual says run 89, run 91 or better to get optimal fuel mileage, but for me, with the running weight and the massive wheels and tires I have on this, plus just the overall weight that I occupy in it, this tuner just really wasn't making a big difference for me. This could be a great option if you're keeping a stock Jeep, maybe even a Sahara or a Sport, and have the 2-liter, because you can get a ton of power out with this, some proper fuel in there, and also just a little bit of fine tuning. The only one thing I did hear about this, there was one guy that had it splashed a little bit of water on it and it completely shut off and stopped working. They had to pull it apart, rebuild it, and now I know Race Chip helped out with that, but the fear I had was driving down to Daytona, getting caught in a torrential downpour like we did, this to catch a little bit of water into it and shut off. I had it nice and tucked up in a nice area, but the amount of off-roading I do, I just didn't want to have that fail point, and for me not seeing a ton of benefit, I did decide to pull it off. Now, if someone's interested in it, I'll post it up if you guys want to reach out. I'm not going to be using it on this Jeep. My dad probably wouldn't on his either, but if you want to pick it up, I'll give you a good deal on it. So if you're going to stay stock, this is a great option, but for me, that might have been a mistake with this build. Here are 2 mistakes that I made when I ordered the Jeep. This is also going to be a video talking about that. Now, when I ordered this Jeep, and Ryan and I can both attest, we didn't start this channel yet. So actually the inception of this channel was when this Jeep got delivered. We had talked about and kind of thought of some ideas while we were ordering this, and we got the Xtreme Recon, we got the LED headlights, and those 2 options after what I'm at now were probably a complete waste of money. For my particular use with the Jeep. So the XR suspension, the Xtreme Recon, is a beautiful setup from the factory if you want to keep it like that, but I decided to remove every single component of it. So we added the Clayton 3.5 Overland Plus suspension system with full 8 control arms, track bars, sway bar links, shocks, coil springs, the whole works. Basically all parts of that suspension are sitting in the shed in a nice little box and they'll never get touched again. So when I say that was a waste of money, the only real things that I got out of the Xtreme Recon was the 456 gearing, the steel knuckles, the bigger brakes. Okay, I got a little bit. And the hinge gate reinforcement in the back. But was that worth the $4,000 option? It's hard to tell. I mean, I also did pull off the wheels and tires, which are a big part of the Xtreme Recon package. The only nice thing with that is I did get about $3,000 for those. So when I sold that, I just about got everything back for the Xtreme Recon package, which was kind of nice. So for $1,000, yeah, that was worth the 456 gears and that. The second one that I wanted to go over is because we're partners with Diode Dynamics, the LED lighting group. Now, had I known that they were going to come out with their brand new Diode Dynamics LED headlights, I definitely wouldn't have gotten the LED package on here. They make turn signals, they make the front fender lights, they make the headlights now, and they also make full LED taillights. That package, I think now is up to like $2,000. I would have much rather spent $1,000 on the Diode Dynamics lights, the form taillights, and the complete LEDs, and it would have cost me less than that, plus gave me Diode Dynamics branding, which these headlights have been tremendous. I don't even have the Mopar ones anymore. I've already sold them because no other Jeep is going to go with those. They're all going to have these Diode Dynamics in the front. But the LED package, probably not worth it in my case, just because you can have so many other alterations and good modifications from some of our partners here. Here's a publicity mistake that we made. We installed the 2024 Grille and it decided to go viral, which Ryan and I kind of were hoping it would. Got picked up by JL Wrangler Forum. It was on the homepage. Mopar Insiders, I put it on Facebook. It was all over the place. And unfortunately, we got a lot of people that said, this looks so much like the Renegade. I will never buy a Jeep again because of this front grille. This comment is for Scott Blum, one of my Jeep corporate friends that loves reading that comment about the Renegade. Sure, the grille slots are not as tall as they used to be. Sure, it does look a little bit different. Sure, my wife's pulling it in her Grand Cherokee, but it does not look like the Renegade grille. And if it does, it's because the Renegade grille was designed to look like the Wrangler. So if you ever seen the Spider-Mans where they're all pointing at each other, it all looks like the same grille, guys. One tidbit I can give you if you're factory ordering your Wrangler, here's a cool one for you. Do not add on the satin black front grille from the factory. Now here's why. When you order this Jeep, it comes with a beautiful color match front grille, unless you get the Willys. It comes with a front grille. What you do is you order it that way. You go online and you look up the part number for the Mopar satin black grille, or have the dealership order it and spend $300 and get this many grills instead of one grill. So you get the factory one and you have the satin black one, and you can swap them back and forth in case you don't like the way the satin black looks. So that's a little bit of tip for you. I personally love the 24, but this is not a mistake. It just was a little bit of a publicity one. One mistake, and I hate to say it, that I say you can avoid adding onto your Jeep is one of these Mopar tire carrier rear reinforcement panels. For what they are and the retail price on them, I think these are like $600 or $700. Now this was included on the Xtreme Recon and it's been holding up. It did really good with the Xtreme Recon wheels and tires because it had light KO2s and light wheels, but with my 37s and beadlocks, it's not really holding up. I think I'm gonna need to call Dan and his crew down at Motobuilt and pick up an actual body and tub subframe mounted one that replaces the entire hinge and can give me some more support. So to give you an example, I can hear the tire flopping around, and here's kind of what it sounds like. But that's what it does. I mean, it doesn't really, but like watch when I close it. That's what I hear. I hear that when I'm driving sometimes because and that's probably because I have 120 pounds out back here. But I don't know. If you guys are going to buy one of those to help reinforce your tailgate because you think it's going to work, go with a little bit more of an upgraded one. It's probably going to cost you right around the same price, but I wouldn't make the mistake. If you're going to buy one of those, just avoid it. Go straight for the frame mounted one. Motobuilt makes a great one. Terraflex makes a great one. There's a lot of good companies out there. I would avoid this one though. Here's a mistake you don't want to make again. I did not protect my hinges when these rolled off the factory floor or the warehouse or however you want to call it. I did not protect my factory hinges. We've recently partnered with Stopperz. We have a full video out and they make some nice clear 3M material that covers these hinges. We have a full installation video, but I actually picked up this rock chip on this hinge here on the body side, not on the actual door side, which there's a small chip there. That was within like the first 2 weeks. And I could hear it. It sounded like a small gunshot going off. I threw a rock. It caught on this back upper hinge and left a pretty good chip out of there. That's going to increase the corrosion. That's going to increase the damage. And it just looks bad on a high velocity Jeep. On a darker vehicle, you might not notice it. But for $20-some to pick up a whole set of the rock stoppers, big mistake I made was not putting those on right away. There are some mistakes that you can avoid by doing some preventative maintenance and some preventative care. That was one of them right there. Did Jeep just reinvent the windshield wiper blade? Well, after 8 months, no, they didn't reinvent the wiper blade. And in fact, this is probably one of, like, for the price point, one of the mistakes that we made with this build was doing the new Jeep Performance Parts windshield wiper blades with integrated 12 streams in the blade. It's not that they don't work. It's not that they work less. It's not that they're not effective. It's just they don't change really anything up. I mean, I've driven this Jeep all over the place, had mud, had everything splattered on the windshield. I do not really see any difference in it spraying from here up until that point. And the fact of the matter is, for I think they're like $180 retail. I didn't pay that for them. I paid a lot less. But I think for $180 retail, I'd probably just buy like 9 or 10 sets of those scrub blade windshield wipers and a couple gallons of fluid. I think that would do you a little bit better in the long run. Like I said, I'm not trying to give them too much grief because that's one of those, like the intro of this was some of the latest and greatest products that freshly come out. We've been in the Jeep market for a long time. Ryan and I specifically have been filming products for a very long time. So to have something come out that's unique takes a while. It's a lot of things have been tried. Fender extensions, wheels, tires, lifts, blah, blah, blah. It's all been tried. So to have something new, we got to give it a shot. We got to see it. And as much as I wanted to love these and was like, man, this is so cool, it uses a little bit more fluid and I didn't see any difference. And for the fact of the matter is, I've actually seen some guys say this little barb in the connector in here chafes and actually breaks. So I don't want that happening on my Jeep. The second thing is the blade is actually a unique pull-out blade, so to find a replacement part for that is not as easy as going down to your AutoZone. If you're out on an emergency trip or you're out somewhere and you need a windshield wiper blade, if it messes up or breaks off for whatever reason, you can't just pick up those blades anywhere. So that's kind of the second one. And lastly, it's just the cool factor was it was there for the video, but I don't know. Rye, what do you think?
One of the things was it didn't freeze in the winter, though, right?
It didn't freeze in the winter, no. So Ryan, good point. That was a big question from our Michiganders, our Yoopers. I've been up to the UP. Is it going to freeze up here? Because I live in negative 80-degree Antarctic conditions. And if it freezes, I don't want it. Well, no, it didn't freeze up over the winter. I did use below freezing windshield wiper fluid on here, but they did not freeze up. And those little kind of notches out here, they didn't freeze up at all. The second question I had to rebuttal that is if you guys have had snow and ice on your vehicle, these freeze up too. Like the backside of it. So like it's either way, it's going to freeze up if it's that bad or you have ice all over your vehicle. So I don't really want to hear that argument. Actually, Ryan and I were just joking off of camera. The other mistake I made was in 2021, not factory ordering a 392 for like $68,000 with a 2% interest rate. That was a pretty big mistake because now they're like $88,000, or at least they were in the 2023 model year for the exact same vehicle with an interest rate of 7 or 8%. So anyways, guys, we like to have a lot of fun in these videos, and we do have some pretty exciting things coming up. We'll be heading out to Clayton Off-Road. That's actually next week. The second cool trip that we're expecting to go out to, it'll be in a couple weeks from now. In July is we're going out to America's Most Wanted 4x4. We're meeting with Jared with his whole team there. We've got a couple meetings set up, some really cool and exciting things in the works. We're going to be taking a nice tour of all their facilities, checking out all of their builds, talking business, talking about maybe some things for this Jeep. We'll let it up to that video. But overall, we're extremely excited to be working with so many great brand partners. Honestly, guys, it's the end of June, but I don't know about the rest of you. It feels like it's like the third week in March. It is just time has completely flying by, and we are so excited with where we're at. Ryan's going to be ordering his Jeep soon. If you guys have not checked out that last video, be sure to check out why I'm not getting the 20th anniversary. Guys, definitely give it a thumbs up, hit the comments, and just give us as much love and support as you can. You guys have been doing absolutely awesome. Ryan and I love responding to all your comments. We're so grateful to be where we're at right now. Until next time, though, this was a fun one to do. My name's Matt with Dirt Road CRED, and I want you to get out there and earn yours.